What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're going to finish up the Medium, and we're going to do so on my main computer here. And before we hop into the game, as usual, for all the new guys coming in, we're just going to go over the specs of the thing real quick, and they're also always in the description of all my videos, everything. Even the Steam Deck, I put the specs of the Steam Deck in its description as well. But anyway, so we got a 13900 KF. I just have all the limits taken off since I have such a beefy cooling system. It never goes over, like, it'll go up to like 92 for a second till the fans kick on, and then it drops down into like the low 80s, like 84 to 85, and that's not so bad for that kind of chip. And I still get decent multi-core performance, and I get a little bit better than stock single-core performance, so I'll take it. And it doesn't get that much hotter than it did stock, so why the hell not? There's also a bunch of other things you can do in the BIOS, but anyway, we also have a RTX4090. It's the MSI Gaming Trio. I got that thing overclocked. We've got a ASUS Z790 Gaming E motherboard. We have 32 gigs of some 6400 megahertz DDR5, but I've got it overclocked to 6600 megahertz now, and still all the other subtimes are the same, so it's still CL32. Hopefully it can go a little farther than that. I just started overclocking it a little bit, so hopefully I'll remember to put the correct speed in my description later. And then we've got a 1600 watt PSU from EVGA. It's platinum rated. Then we got a EK water block cooling the CPU. It's a Velocity 2. Then we got a 420 millimeter radiator cooling the whole thing. And then finishing up, we got an LG C1 48-inch OLED TV. It's 120 hertz. It's got G-Sync and FreeSync. And I gotta love that instant freaking response time and the fact that blacks are really black because I can just turn off pixels literally. It's pretty sweet. But anyway, that is enough for the intro here and the specs and all of that. So why don't we now hop on into the game and see how it handles it. Well, now we're on the main computer, so we're at 4K. And we're going to try it with ray tracing on Ultra, just like with the secondary computer. This is probably not going to go well, but got to try it anyway. And if it can't do it, then we'll just turn ray tracing off again and try running the game just maxed out, and I'm sure it'll probably be able to do that. But there we go. We've reached the bottom, so let's go hop on into the game now. Well, alright, so now we've got some gameplay going on. We've got the game maxed out. Ray tracing also is on Ultra. We're only getting 70-ish to 80-ish FPS, so we're doing better than we were on the other computer so far. Already dropping down into the 60s, though, so that's not boding well.
Nice to see you, too.
This room was heavy on ray tracing.
Room.
Down to 64, 65. So, yeah, if we're already dropping this far down indoors over here with not much going on, when we get into her actual bedroom, it's probably going to drop down into the 50s or 40s. Maybe even 30s, who knows? That's what it did with my secondary computer with the 3090, but 4090 is a little bit more powerful, but we're also doing a higher resolution, so sometimes that kind of cancels out a lot of the performance and it doesn't look quite as good as it should, but that's just because of the resolution difference.
Okay, I think that's it. Jack's waiting downstairs. Time to say goodbye. I used to think I'd never fit in, but Jack, he kept telling me I was special.
Alright.
Keep hissing at me. Who do you think's gonna feed you now?
Right, we gotta feed the kitty. Alright, let's go into her room here and see how the frame's doing here.
Weird.
Oh, nope, down in the 40s like I thought. So yep, it cannot handle ray tracing, maxed out. Even a 4090 and a 13900 KF.
Kids from the orphanage. Not all of them.
But this is one of the reasons why I don't really like ray tracing very much. You have to sacrifice so many FPS just to get it. Or deal with like 30-ish FPS. If we were just locked it to 30 or 40, that'd be fine. But who wants to do that with a 4090? Certainly not me.
My oldest family heirloom.
Whoop.
As a kid, I'd show this to
It seems as though
people
my
just to freak 'em
food
out.
timer just went off.
I'd usually say something like, pretty sick.
That's okay,
huh?
we'll finish this up. There's only like 30 seconds left. I seriously doubt if something says 18 minutes, if you let it go for
I used to get a
18
lot of
minutes
these.
and 30
To me, they were
seconds,
like
it's gonna
trophies.
go, oh, nope,
Badges
now it's
of
a
honor
burnt
for
piece of
doing
charcoal,
the
it's
right
fucked,
thing.
it's ruined. I'm sure
Jack
there's some meals that are
wasn't
like
too
that, but I don't
amused,
think some
but he did his
chicken
best to cover
sandwiches
for
will
me.
be that way.
I kind of feel bad for making him go through all
Though I
that.
might make the bun too crispy at this point, but half the time those things are soggy anyway, so they could use a little bit more. They kind of tell you to put them in tin foil and just kind of put them in the last 9 minutes. Alright though, so right here we'll call it, and we'll go move on. So just like with the secondary computer, unfortunately ray tracing didn't work, so we are going to turn that off, but leave the rest of the game completely maxed out and see how that does. Hopefully it will do pretty good. Secondary computer did, so this one should be able to do anything the secondary computer could do. 4090 is faster. It is doing a higher res, but even with that and there, it usually still gets more FPS at 4K than my secondary computer does at 1440p ultra wide. Anyway, we've reached the bottom, so let's get into the game. Well, alright, so now we've got ourselves just the game maxed out without any ray tracing. And yep, we're getting a lot better FPS now. We're getting 133. It is much more manageable. I would much rather have that than be getting all the way down to the 30s with my $1,600 graphics card. That just goes to prove how dumb ray tracing can be. Some games it's alright, and I like having it on. Like, what's some examples?
Yeah.
Of course, Cyberpunk.
Nice to see you too.
Dying Light 2 is another one that really looks pretty good, especially when you got the sun setting and whatnot. That game looks absolutely great. And there's some others, but then there's some other games like Far Cry 6 where I don't even really notice the damn ray tracing.
Okay.
But yeah, I noticed the frame rate drop.
Let's do this the other way. There you are. Okay, I think that's it.
Alright, we got our little thingy that we need to leave, but we'll still go do what we usually do. Let's go into her room, because that's probably the hardest place to run in this whole apartment from what I found, with all these lights going on.
Weird to be back in my old room. So many memories. Looks nourishing.
Holy shit, I have audio this time?
Here you go.
There we go. Cat is fed.
Glad to see
Here
you're
you
still
go,
kicking
Cato.
around.
Alright, now we'll go into this room here.
I can't believe it's all still here.
Well, but you better believe it. It's right in front of your face. How can you not believe it? It's right there. Alright, we got ourselves our newspaper.
Interesting.
Alright, off into the world we go.
We lived upstairs from Jack's funeral home. It wasn't as weird as it sounds. Besides, if it wasn't for that, I may never have learned to use my powers. Jack.
It definitely looks pretty decent at 4K, just maxed out without the ray tracing.
Of all my foster parents, he was the only one who saw it as a gift and not a curse.
Alright, I believe this is where we go right here. So let's put our key in the hole. Alright, and we go.
Jack's in the prep room.
That's an interesting thing. Got some tree and we got a cross. Alright, I think the key is somewhere up here. There it is.
Here it is.
And all right, that's pretty much all there is in this room. So now we can head on over and head down into the prep room. Well, before we do, I'd say it's probably a good time to move on to camera too, just like we did on the secondary computer. So let's go do that. Well, all right, guys, let's get a little camera gameplay in here. We just got our key.
Not sure if I'm ready for this. Hey, Jack.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't get his tie until you notice.
I got your special clip. Snazzy. You wouldn't have it any other way.
And there we go.
I do
Now he's got his
expect
tie.
this to be good.
Peter's tie, Peter's tie. That's because Peter's the guy.
Just burned you from the inside out.
We needed a little tie music.
I guess you're right. Can't you people read? The signs are closed.
Alright, well, let's go up here. Everyone loves seeing shadows when they're walking up from a morgue, right? I don't know why, but this girl gives me the same kind of vibes that chick from Control gives me. They're like almost like the same person almost. It's probably just because they both wear leather jackets. And jeans. That's pretty much all it probably is.
You felt it too. And then it happened. As it did so many times before. Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse.
Oh, where is that darn notebook? I'm gonna be late. Marianne? Marianne, are you crying, my child?
I am. It's fine.
Jack. Now, you didn't happen to see my notebook, did you, darling? Memory's a bit fuzzy. So much for aging gracefully.
Jack. You should probably get surprised. Forget the notebook.
Oh, no. I've got so much work, my dear.
It's okay,
No,
Jack.
I can't just...
It's not important.
You are crying.
Well, so far it seems to be handling this game. So far, no problem, just not with ray tracing. Even this computer can't do this in 60 FPS plus with ray tracing. When it dropped all the way to 40, I don't think even if you mess with FSR, I don't think it would matter. And then that would look like crap.
Never let anything happen. Not while
I promise.
risky stuff. Right?
All right, George.
You be good, man. I love you much.
There's a little stutter there I just saw. It's been doing pretty good without getting lots of those though so far.
Most people would give anything to have that opportunity. To say all the things that were left unsaid.
But alright though,
Didn't make
I would say that's good enough, so why don't we go wrap this video on up now? Well alright guys, that is a wrap for the Medium on my main computer and a wrap for the game altogether. Unless somebody wants to see how it runs at ultra wide or 4K on the laptop, I can always do that if people want, but I don't do that anymore unless people ask. But in any case, besides with ray tracing on, it still couldn't handle that. It ran real good, so didn't feel the need to go through all the different settings. But in any case, that is all we got for this particular video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.